Hello everyone, my name is Dorian and welcome to Heaven on Earth, Mount Panorama, Bathurst. We are with the BMW M4 GT3 using the fixed setup. Brake bias is at 51.7. I'm going to show you the lap and then we're going to go over it corner by corner. If you enjoy it, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Okay, so we're coming up to turn number one, looking for a braking point. It's going to be anywhere between the 100 and the 50 here, somewhere towards the middle. So we have this pillar right here on the right, and slightly past it, closer to the 50, I would say, is where I'm going to start braking. I'm going to peak to around 70%. I don't want to kick in the ABS here because I need all that turn in for this corner right here. So I'm really going to be careful not to overheat the front tires, and I'm going to need as much reaction from the front tires as possible, because I want to turn in late here and go real deep all the way into this dip right here. This dip is what's going to give me a lot of traction on the exit. Trail braking all the way into it, and as the car sinks in, back on the power pretty immediately, so you can see I'm quite aggressive. Back at the 100% at this point, second gear obviously, and let the car wash out. Use all of this AstroTurf, it's fine, and you're through. Now we're just going to take a nice direct route to the left here and look for the braking point. It's going to be past the 100. In fact, it's going to be somewhere towards this access route. The end of this white wall is a good indication. So right around here. Again, not peaking too high. I want that traction on the front tires, and I'm also going uphill, so I don't need to force the brakes too much. Slightly past this shade is when I'm going to start to turn in. Late on the downshift into third. Don't want to downshift too early here, because you're going to need that late rotation. Just hug the inside here. See, trail braking, and now back on the power. I'm going to use this dip again, and that's going to give me a lot of traction. A little bit smoother on my return to the power here. Not as aggressive as turn number one. Just hugging it the whole way through and let the car wash out on the outside. You can put two wheels here, not a problem. Avoid this wall if you can. You can zero exit, not a big deal. Maybe in qualifying, try to avoid it. Now up into fourth, I'm going to start to rotate the car in full throttle, and then I'm going to lift a little bit. Just a tiny bit to keep the car in check. Don't let it wash out here at all. And past this apex is when I'm going to initiate the brake. So I'm not going to brake very hard. I'm going to brake diagonally to the outside. Try to keep the wheel as straight as possible. Around 40-50% pressure. Down into third. Now into second. Less pressure on the brakes. And I'm going to want to find the left of this white line here. I want to put the left side of the car past it just now. Just very, very tight. and close to this wall. That's the fastest line. You don't want to do it too early though. You want to get a late entry here. So that will allow you to have a very aggressive exit. Squeeze in the throttle. Not even 100% yet, just maintaining it so I don't lose traction on the rear end. That's going to give you a lot of speed if you just keep the rear end planted throughout this corner. Let it wash out all the way to the white line. Don't go past it. There's no grip there. Taking the car slightly to the left just to open up this corner a little bit more. Staying flat, upshifting into third. And let it wash out here to line ourselves up. Now this is a very high downforce setup, so we're going to take it flat out pretty easily. Third gear, and as I reach the apex, I'm going to upshift into fourth. Just hugging this inside line. Every time there's a dip, I'm just going to look for it early, and that's going to help me with traction. Let the car wash out. Not too much though. The red curb, if you hit it early, that's going to make you slide a little bit. So if you clip it late with a straight wheel, not a problem. Going to center track, turning left here. Not really clipping this part as an apex. I'm staying wide on purpose here because I want to let the car wash out all the way to this Etihad wall. And I'm going to stay flat. Again, very high downforce. You can lift a little bit, especially when drafting or on cold tires. Not a huge deal, but there's like a tenth and a half to gain by just going flat here. Now, it was a little bit too late on entry, I have to admit, now that I'm looking at it. I could have hugged the inside line a little bit more. Would have been much easier on exit. So I had to use a lot of steering on exit here. And that kind of washed the car out. Now, we have the beginning of this curb. So we're going to lift as we reach it and rotate the car simultaneously. Not a huge lift, 50%. Keep the car stable. And look for the inside curb here as late as possible. Don't clip it early because that's going to kick you to the outside. As late as you can, staying flat, fifth gear. And you can use the curb on the way out. Try to keep a straight wheel as you hit it. That's going to be nice and consistent for you. Now, before this sign here, right around this area is where I'm going to start lifting. Applying a little bit of brakes. Just maintaining some grip on the front end so I won't wash out after this apex. And as I straight out the wheel, brake a lot harder. Around 50-60%. Now I'm going to turn left, flip this curb, and I'm going to release some of the brakes so I don't lock up and the car will get upset. And straighten out the wheel again, brake hard again. 50%, down into second, late, and hug the inside line here as long as you can. Accelerate in the mid corner. That's going to give you some speed. Put some weight on the rear and prepare the car for a serious weight transfer where you're slightly on the brakes here. That's going to give you a lot of grip. Around 30-40% pressure and then releasing it very quickly. You can see the car is pointed exactly where I want it. This is how early I can go back to the power because of it. The car is going to sink down, huge amount of camber, a lot of grip as it lands. You want the power to be in. The car will rotate nicely. Had to catch it just a little bit. A bit aggressive. And you're through. Now, we're going to line ourselves up. Early apex, lifting, fourth gear, let the car roll. Straight out the wheel, brake again, brake harder. 30% pressure, 40% pressure throughout the downhill. You don't want to slam on the brakes. You really want to keep as much energy in the front tires as possible here. Into second. Try to stay in second. First works here as well. If you put it in late, if you try to put it in too early, if you try to downshift too early here, that's going to be an issue. You're either going to scrub too much speed or snap the rear end. Try to stay in second though. Very early apex where I'm just hugging this white line, putting the left side of the car past the white line here. Hugging this wall as much as I can. And I can be very aggressive on my return to the throttle. It's going to give me a lot of speed on the exit here. Nice and easy here through the chase. Open up this corner a little bit. Flipping the inside curb. And I got a nice straight car well before I need to brake. Take the car slightly to the right here. And we're going to brake, I would say, at the 125. We have the 150 here. That's the 200 actually. So we're going to brake 150. Yeah, 125. Peaking around 80%. gradually releasing it, and try to grab a late apex here. Don't go in too early. Third gear, try to maintain the minimal speed here. You can carry it in third nicely. And as soon as you hit the white line here, the white line is your apex. Don't clip the curb. It's gonna make the car bounce a little bit. About 80%. Now back to 100. Car's gonna rotate nicely on exit. You want to keep hugging this white line from this point on. You want to follow it as much as you can. And then open up the wheel, let the car wash out. And you're through. Final corner. We're gonna brake right at the 100. Maybe 90, actually. I was a bit brave here. 90% pressure, releasing gradually. And again, a late apex where I'm clipping the white line, not the inside curb here. See me trail braking just a little bit. And now back on the power very early. Just slow in, fast out this thing. Creeping up on power, not slamming it, and only now back to 100% as the wheels are more straight. Use the outside curb here, and you're through. That's going to give us a 202.629. I hope you guys enjoyed this track guide. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, let me know in the comments what you think. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.